Hey, it's Carl Willis, and it's actually Father's Day today. This was my first Father's Day without my dad. He passed away last October, so it's been a bit of a bittersweet day for me. We're preparing to change houses with my mom, and so I spent most of yesterday afternoon going through my dad's home office, going through his work area down in the basement, and so, kind of a bittersweet time. A lot of reminders of my dad, a lot of things that brought a lot of laughter out. Today I ended up going out to the cemetery for a while and just said all the things that I would have said if I had gotten the chance to talk to him today. For years, even when we've lived in other parts of the country, I've always picked up the phone and talked to my dad on Father's Day. So wanted to continue in that vein, even though he wasn't there to talk to me face to face. And it was just probably more healing for me than anything else. But here's the thing I want to get to. Any man can be a father, really. Biologically, it's not a complicated thing, but it takes a special man to be a dad. And I was really thinking back today about what made my dad a dad. What took him beyond the realm of simply being a father. And what it comes down to is a dad is a man who equips his children to succeed in life. And I was thinking back to things my dad taught me how to do. He taught me how to ride a bicycle, taught me how to fly a kite, taught me about aviation, taught me about weather. He was a storm spotter, ham radio operator. He used to take me out, teach me about the different kinds of clouds and what to look for, what a wall cloud was, what a cumulus cloud was, what an anvil head cloud meant, all of those types of things. He gave me a love for adventure and travel. Took me to the 1982 World's Fair, to New York, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Fort McHenry, Stone Mountain, Atlanta, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, all along the Gulf Coast, Biloxi, Mississippi, Tennessee, the Grand Ole Opry, California, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Many, many different places, many, many things he exposed me to. Taught me how to row a boat, taught me how to kayak. Just experience after experience. Taught me how to use a computer. Taught me how to use Windows, for that matter. So even the fact that I'm an internet marketer comes back to the fact that in the mid-90s, my dad convinced me to finally buy a computer. I was resistant because I didn't want to be a nerd. And, now I can't live without it, and I am a nerd. Yeah, so all of those things come into play. But at the end of the day, what makes a dad is that he gives of himself to make sure that his kids succeed, to make sure that his grandkids succeed. So I look at my dad. My dad often said to me, I minister with a wrench in my hand. You preach, but I minister with a wrench in my hand. And, that's so true. Our home was literally destroyed in a tornado in 2001. My dad had been at the house that day with a wrench in his hand helping me work on the engine of my car. The tornado came through. All of that work was for naught. But within 24 hours, my dad showed up in his orange Volkswagen van, loaded down. In fact, another pastor in town said it was a garage on wheels. And he helped me cut boards to board up what was left of the house. He helped me with a chainsaw to cut up the tree that was in our living room. He helped me, cut concrete. He was there for days, just working tirelessly to make sure we were whole again. And I watched him do that with people, throughout the years. I watched my dad operate with integrity, to always make sure that he was doing what was right for those around him. And so now, even in the wake of him not being here, I can look and see how those principles have affected the well-being of my mom, myself, my children. Dad took the time to write out his memoirs. So we really would get to know him even more than perhaps we did when he was alive. Those are the things that make him a dad, far beyond just simply being a father. And so, it's a reminder to me today. I missed picking up the phone. I missed being able to sit down and have lunch with him today. And so I, went out to the cemetery and just said a lot of thank yous for a dad who was truly a dad. And so that's what I want to encourage you. And this message is perhaps more for the men today. Don't settle for just being somebody's father. Become a dad. Become their biggest cheerleader. Teach your kids what they need to accomplish the most in life. Be their biggest fan. Give them the skills that they need to make it happen. I was thinking about how I learned to work on cars. I had this, little 1979 Honda Civic that belched white smoke that my dad and I rebuilt after somebody had wrecked it. And my dad sat me down with a book called The Idiot's Guide to Repairing Honda Civics, gave me a set of wrenches, and told me to change out the alternator. And he stood there and cheered me on, but he made me flush it out. In time, he taught me everything from changing tires, changing alternators, water pumps, clutches, brakes, how to drive a stick shift. So much of what I do today is because he took seriously his role as a dad, teaching me how to drive, teaching me how to think, teaching me how to be a man of integrity, teaching me how to speak. So I'm very thankful today that when God was choosing who I would be born to, Charles Willis was picked to be my dad. Probably about to end this video before I get too sentimental and emotional, but that's my challenge to you. Be that kind of man, a man that when your days are done, your kids will say he was truly a dad. Those are my thoughts. Connect with Carol and I on our fan page. We'd love to get to know you more, and we'd certainly love to work alongside of you in our entrepreneurial team. So click the link below. Talk to you soon.